Hey guys, welcome back to Fort Tarkin Gaming. I got Crackdown 3 to review, and oh boy, we've waited a long time for this. For you who don't know what Crackdown is, it is a third-person shooter slash action platformer. Holy crap, was there a lot of platforming, way more than I was expecting. You can play. So what you do is you play as an agent to free the city of corporate control. So there's an evil corporation that's got everything under control. So you go block by block, clearing out train stations, factories, laboratories, propaganda towers, things like that. Once you've cleared any single one of those, like every single train station, then a boss will appear. You can go and fight them. And once you've cleared out everybody, the final boss appears, and you go up there and you take them out. So that's basically the gameplay loop. And holy crap, was there a lot of platforming. So in terms of performance, this game did not run good. I played it on an Xbox One X and an original Xbox, and on both of them there were plenty of frame rate crashes and just crash in general, where the game just totally crashed and had to restart the game, or where the frame rate was so bad I just had to restart the game because it just wouldn't go away. No matter, it wasn't even the fact that there was too much going on screen, which sometimes that was a contributing factor, but it was also just randomly I'd be platforming. In fact, the platforming towers, it just seemed like to just tank every time you'd go up there to try to get to the top of the propaganda towers, which in some of them was really frustrating because there would be moving platforms that you'd have to try to jump on. Oh, and when the frame rate was low, it was ridiculous. The controls, I just felt like they were so old-fashioned. Like, I mean, it plays just like the original Crackdown from what I can remember, but man, it just felt old or very imprecise, especially for all the freaking platforming. There's so much platforming, and then like you're aiming, so when you hit the left trigger, you would just lock onto somebody, and that was really frustrating sometimes because I'd try to lock on somebody, and it would just lock onto something else, and there was no way to like switch targets. Sometimes if you just move out of the way and make it so that thing that you want to shoot is the only thing on screen, then it would lock on most of the time. But sometimes it's like that's too late. Like it was somewhat of a difficult game, especially if you were taking on something where you weren't high enough quote unquote level for. But I mean, it was fine. I mean, really all you needed to do was get an automatic rocket launcher and you just blow everybody up, which was fun. I mean, there was fun to be had in the game. There were some fun weapons, like there's this black hole gun that I got eventually that was pretty fun to see. You just shoot it at somebody and then everything, all the objects that were loose and all of the enemies would just get sucked in and explode. It was kind of fun. There was also another neat weapon that I saw, which was it was like a tethering gun. So you'd shoot at one thing and then shoot at another thing, and then they would go flying off together, and there'd be like a rope between them, which was fun for a minute, but it's not very useful because the aiming in this was very difficult. The enemy AI were completely stupid. They basically, all they do is just lock on you, just like you lock on them, and don't move very much. So I mean, or if you move, like I could be standing somewhere, like there'd be these giant mechs that you fight, and if I went undercover, they would just sit there and look at me and do nothing. So yeah, the enemy AI wasn't very interesting, not particularly fun to fight. So in the game, you do have to collect a lot of orbs. There's these agility orbs that basically make it so that you can jump higher. The more you collect, the higher you can jump. And I really, really wish that there was a ping system in this game, because I was playing with a friend, and I'd be like, oh, there's an orb over here. And they're like, where? I'm like, well, I guess I'll just stand here so you can come and find it. Why the heck did they add fall damage into this game? There's these giant skyscrapers, and there's tons of platforming. Why would there be fall damage? Like, in terms of, like, you're the super powered cop guy, like, why is there fall damage? And then what also made no sense is if you did a ground pound, and I tested it, I went to a really high building, dropped, you'll just die. If you do a ground pound and hit the ground, then you won't die. As if that makes sense. It was just stupid. Why they should have just got rid of fall damage altogether. The graphics were mediocre, if not subpar. Lots of simple shapes. Textures, some were sharp. A lot of the environment textures were muddy. I get it's an open world, but still. I mean, especially for the simple shapes, it just didn't seem like there was much going on in terms of to like give an excuse for muddy textures. City felt like it was a Tron vibe. You're definitely not coming here because it's a graphical powerhouse. No Red Dead Redemption 2. So I would definitely, if you're gonna play this game, you need to play it as Agent Jackson or Terry Crews. You can just call him Terry Crews because it's Terry Crews' character. He's actually had some pretty funny lines. Also, there was the leader of the agency. He had some pretty good lines as well. The music was fine. Nothing really stood out. I mean, the menu music was kind of fun. I felt like almost like a fun soundtrack, like a rock theme, because it should have just been a little bit more self-aware. Like, you're just running around exploding everything. And you had Terry Crews in the game just have like a Red Spice commercials vibe. That's what they should have done for the whole story. But yeah, I mean, it was probably one of my favorite parts of the game. It's just there were some funny things in there. The multiplayer is very bare bones. There are 2 modes, basically kill confirmed, it's called something different, and then territories. There's like 4-on-4, plays just like the campaign, except for there is destruction. The maps are much smaller. It's very easy to pick up. It's fun. I mean, if you like the Crackdown gameplay, I guess it's fun. It didn't really do anything for me. The destruction, I guess, looked kind of impressive, but the model it was even more basic shapes than the campaign, so it can only be so impressive. You can change your loadout. It's not like you don't unlock anything. It's just you just have a bunch of guns from the campaign. You can also change your skin. There's no ranking system. There's none of that. So it was a decent experience. It did run more smoothly than the campaign did, surprisingly, especially from what I've heard. Switch developers and all sorts of crap. So there's good. But holy crap, you can't even play with your friends. You can only rank or matchmake with a bunch of randos. You can't just invite your good friend Joe and play a game of Crackdown, kill confirm. I don't know how the game shipped without being able to play with other people. That's just like the bare minimum of playing a multiplayer game. So if you want to play with a bunch of randos, you got Crackdown 3 multiplayer. So that's my thoughts. I'm not a big fan of Crackdown 3. I'm probably never going to play it again. In fact, I guarantee I'm not going to play it again. So I wouldn't recommend this game unless you were a big fan of the original, which I played a little bit of the original. I don't even think I beat it, but I beat this one, and yeah, I'm not that big of a fan. Especially, I mean, the game didn't run very smoothly. Controls weren't even that great, and it ran like garbage. I was surprised how bad it ran, especially for being developed for 6 years and all the delays they had. But I mean, it wasn't completely terrible, but I mean, you could, if you're interested in seeing how the game turned out, you have the Games Pass, so you can just $10 a month, try it out. You can even play it on computer as well, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying it. It's definitely not a $60 product. Thanks for watching. So I've got a Anthem review coming up. Also, I was thinking about doing a top 5 things I'd like to see added to Apex Legends. So let me know what you would like to see in Apex Legends down in the comments. And let me know what you think of Crackdown, whether you played it, whether you're going to pick it up or not. Let me know down in the comments. And remember, all is as the Force wills it.
Some agents just can't dodge a bullet.